Pilots will be put to the test as they fly through 15 states, racing unfamiliar conditions and weather. The journey is 2,656 miles, which will take about 4 days.
It sounds like fun. I'd like to hitch a ride along.
I don't think so. I'm not big on flying, no.
Oh, well.
You can take that trip by yourself.
Okay, we'll do. Kit, what do you think? You want to ride along, or are you going to stand here and talk about weather for the next 2 minutes?
Well, Russ, you want to do the weather? Well, I'll have to do the weather, and then maybe I'll see if I can take that 2,000-mile trip. I've always loved flying. It's one of the things, sort of a lot of meteorologists really like the sky, really like flying, so they kind of go hand in hand. My grandfather was actually a pilot, so I got to fly with him a little bit when I was a little kid. But temperatures this morning, we're not quite soaring up into the hundreds. See what I did there? We're going to be seeing those temperatures pretty mild today, in the 60s across much of the state, and those temperatures are fairly consistent from the west to the east since that cold front finally made its way through and finally cooled things off. This afternoon, we're only going to be in the 70s for our highs. You remember just a couple of days ago, we set a record warm low temperature at 76 degrees in Grand Island. We're not even going to be there for our high temperature today, so quite a drastic change as we see those temperatures much cooler across the state. That northwest flow behind that cold front is to blame for that, or really to thank for that. We've got the center of a low pressure system off towards the Iowa border right now. You can see how those winds are converging in that counterclockwise flow. So take a look at the past 18 hours of the satellite and radar loop. We had a lot of rain across the area, especially off towards the south. Once everything started going, they really trained right along the Kansas and Nebraska border, bringing down a lot of rain. Here's some 24-hour estimated rainfall totals off towards the north in South Dakota. They really didn't get a whole lot. It was all focused just to the south. We saw several inches off towards our south around Oxford. We saw several inches there, nearly 8 inches off towards Fairbury there in Thayer County. Take a look at the advisories across the area. We still have some aerial flood advisories until around 8 o'clock this morning. They will be canceled then. That's just as all of this rain is still draining. Still a lot of rain that has to get its way out. As we look at the rainfall totals, though, Gilead off in Thayer County, they got 7 inches of rain. McCook and Fairbury also around 4 inches. But Kearney, Hastings, Grand Island, all under 1.5 inches. Not a whole lot here, but the other thing to check out there is Lincoln. They set a record high amount of rainfall for a single day with 2 1/3 inches of rainfall. So that's one thing that has really been noticeable for across the area, except for the fact we had 7 inches in some places. Temperatures today a good bit cooler than where they were yesterday, anywhere from 5 to 10 degrees cooler. So that is to blame from that cold front. So Beatrice 10 degrees cooler than 24 hours ago. We'll take a look at the 7-day in just a little bit and how much cooler we will be seeing those temperatures in the next coming days. Russ?